अनावश्यक हरकत एग्रेसिभ हुने काम नगर्नु।
From the latest in France to the latest from Nepal. Nepal's former Chief Justice Sushila Karki has now agreed to lead the interim government in Nepal. That's the latest news that's coming in. Big decision after 4-hour-long talks, according to local Nepali media reports. Big takeaway from the Army Chief and Gen-Z movement talks. Ex-Chief Justice Sushila Karki was the one chosen by the student movement, by the Gen-Z movement, to lead Nepal at this time. And now Sushila Karki has agreed in a meeting that involved Nepal's army and the Gen-Z protesters as well. Bear in mind, Nepal's parliament has been dissolved. And currently, it is the military that is in charge of the security in the country. Sushila Karki is the former Chief Justice of Nepal. She was the first female Chief Justice of Nepal, and she has in the past advocated zero tolerance for corruption and has faced impeachment charges, impeachment proceedings in the year 2017. And those proceedings were withdrawn after public pressure. Sushila Karki, the former Chief Justice of Nepal, has now agreed to become the interim leader of Nepal. This coming a day after KP Sharma Oli, the former Prime Minister of Nepal, resigned and left the country, or left Kathmandu on a helicopter. His whereabouts are still unknown. Now we have Sachin Timilsina, youth leader, Nepali Congress Party, joining us on the broadcast. Sachin Timilsina, talk to us. Sushila Karki will be the next leader. There were other names that were bandied about, everybody from the mayor of Kathmandu to Lamichhane, but it looks like it is going to be Sushila Karki.
Thank you for inviting me, and hello to all your viewers. The Gen Z, I think there was a long discord that was going since yesterday, and they were trying to figure the leader whom they wanted to lead the interim government, and they had a vote for that. And I think Sushila Karki was chosen as their leader. However, I've heard news of Sushila Karki actually accepting to be the interim chief of the cabinet. But she has not been officially, appointed by the army or by the president. But as per our position, as per Nepali Congress's position, I don't think it will be that easy for her as well if she boycotts the normal route to the post of president, or shall I say the president, or to the prime minister, or shall I say the chief of the cabinet. So what we demand as per now is anything that is decided has to come through a constitutional manner. It has to tick certain boxes of the constitution, and the change has to have some kind of legitimacy, and we are not willing to accept the change coming from any different route, because remember, we've faced a lot of difficulties when we crafted this constitution, and if any kind of system is built only on the basis of this protest, I don't think it will be accepted in different parts of the country, especially in the cluster of the minorities in the country.
Right. Also talk to us, at this stage, when Sushila Karki is taking charge, she's got some very clear priorities. First will be to ensure that law and order is back in Nepal. These protests end. This should essentially mean that the nationwide protests, the violent protests, all of them are stopped so that, normalcy can return, so that rebuilding of Nepal can restart.
Well, Nepal has already been very peaceful compared to what it was yesterday, and it was now things are unfolding, and the characters who were involved in yesterday's vandalism, as we've known, the infiltration. I think now it's fair to say that it was planned, and that's how it went. But the thing is this: there are a number of political factors that you'll have to think in this country. Yes, Gen Z protested yesterday; they had a massive uprise. That's true. But remember, there are big political parties as well, and they have not been dismantled. If you talk about their structure, it's still there. It's just that their physical buildings have been burned, torched. But I don't think the political parties in Nepal at any point of time are in position to accept any decision by anybody, including president, that comes away from the constitution, that comes, defying the constitution. So whatever said and done, we are not, against the nomination of Sushila Karki. She has been somebody that the nation has trusted for a long time. She has this reputation of being clean with her image, especially when she was the Chief Justice of Nepal, of the Supreme Court. But however, whatever said and done, we're in no position to compromise with this constitution, and any change that comes has to tick the boxes inside the constitution.
Right. Tell us, in a situation like this, Sushila Karki will not be the only one, running the government. She'll be leading that government. She will need to have a council, a team that will be running it as well. Do you expect, these other names like Balen Shah and Lamichhane to feature in that team?
Well, no, because Balin clearly rejected the leadership position. People were expecting him to come on the streets and take the lead yesterday, but for some weird reasons, I call it weird because there's no point why he didn't do it. Somebody who seems to be so very ambitious, actually missed the big fish. And the Gen Z Discord meeting did have a small vote, and I think out of 5,000, Sushila Karki got some 3,000 odd votes, and that's how she was chosen. And as far as I know, Balen Shah and the character of Ravi Lamichhane, who should have been in jail still, he was the mob went inside and broke the jail to get him out, and his illegally outside the prison so far. And as far as I know them and their ambitions and their characteristics, I don't think they'll get into this cabinet, and especially only being a minister under Sushila Karki, I don't think there's a chance for that.
And Sachin, also tell us, how will the people of Nepal view this? As a person, as a public figure, Sushila Karki, talk to us about her importance in Nepali society.
Well, Sushila Karki has this image of being very clean. I have read her husband's autobiography as well, and I've read her autobiography as well. And you'd be surprised, she was a member of my party's student wing, right? So she did have political schooling. She had a brief, she had a stint, she had some bit of conversations with the founder of my party as well, BP Korala, grandfather of Mansha Korala. She did stay with him in Banaras somewhere. She has this political, she has this political sense as well, and she was clean in her tenure as Chief Justice, and that's the kind of belief that people have for her. But however, my point is, it's not about characters. It's not about ABC or who is the character. Yeah, she is trusted. She has this trust, and that's why the Gen Z nominated her as their favorite candidate.
Okay.
But the thing is, under what conditions or on the basis of what legitimacy will she be brought into the cabinet as the leader of the cabinet. There is no path as such. And if the president or the army chief or the army goes against the
Right.
constitution, I don't think she'll get that legitimacy at all.
Okay, okay. Stay with us. Stay with us. We have some more breaking news that's coming in. The Nepali army has imposed prohibitory orders and a nationwide curfew. In a statement, the army has said that there will be a curfew that is imposed across the country till 6 a.m. on Thursday. The army has also added that further decisions will be taken depending on the evolving security situation. Bear in mind, there were prohibitory orders in place across Nepal till 5 p.m. A curfew now will be in place till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, this Thursday morning. The release expressed gratitude to citizens for their cooperation so far in maintaining law and order, while also expressing sorrow over the loss of life and property during the demonstrations. Authorities have warned that anarchic elements have infiltrated the protests, carrying out arson, looting, vandalism of public and private property, and even attempted sexual assaults. Sachin, there is going to be, at the end of the day, a curfew till 6 a.m. on Thursday morning, and during which time essential vehicles will be allowed, but largely Nepal is shut down till 6 a.m. tomorrow morning.
Yes, and I think Army has taken that decision to ensure that there is peace and security in the city. They've taken good care of the safety and security today, because we didn't see much of vandalism today. However, if the army has proposed it from tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, I think they will take some kind of decisions. But see, I mean, even for the army or the president, you'll have to understand that there are legitimate political parties who won the elections and were in the parliament. Yes, there were disagreements with them and their deeds, but I don't actually think the army or the president can go past the political parties in taking any decision forward. And our demand, we had a small meeting with young leaders also from the other parties and some Gen Z friends as well. So our demand is, we want any kind of change that is proposed to come through the route of our current constitution, because I have no faith, and frankly speaking, it's very difficult to imagine for Nepal to institutionalize another constitution. So this is what I think.
Okay. But all of this means that there is chance, there's hope that we will see some normalcy starting Thursday, and that will pave the way for further course of action, because at the moment Nepal does not have a government. One way or the other, the country needs a government sooner than later.
It does. And remember, our parliament is still not dissolved. We still have a parliament. It's not that we have complete vacuum as well. We have the president, we have a parliament, and we have provisions from our constitution that allows us to get a prime minister. Yes, that prime minister may be unfavorable, that prime minister may be unpopular, but at the same time, you can then promise an election after 6 months and dissolve the constitution after then. What I'm talking about is legitimacy of any action that's taken. What I assure you is, no matter how big the protest day for yesterday was, there is also the other side of the population which wants legitimacy of any action taken. And for that matter, I'd also like to request everybody who was involved in this political transition to understand that their actions has to be legitimate in all parts of the country. Now, to tell you, Nepal is a very diverse country. It has 123 different ethnic groups, so many languages spoken. We are very diverse in a small country, and we had come over different kind of demands in our current constitution. We had convinced a lot of the demographic sections. We had a massive protest, the Madhya Andolan, that was that happened when we crafted our constitution. So our stance, or any system that is proposed, anybody who proposes that system has to understand that gaining legitimacy in a country like Nepal is very difficult.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Sachin Timilsina, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us here on News 9.
Thank you.
And with that, we take a very short breather. We'll be back with all the other latest news and updates in just a minute. Keep watching News 9.